Hey kids, it's Dad. Welcome back to the Gaming with Dad show. Today we are looking at Shadow Labyrinth for the Nintendo Switch 2. But before we do that, go on ahead, like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment, share this out, munch like crazy to grow the channel. And as you can see, I've got a subscriber count and our goal. So let's see if we can meet that by the end of the year. So yes, Shadow Labyrinth for the Nintendo Switches. I'm reviewing the Switch 2 version, but there is a Switch version as well with a free upgrade to Switch 2. You can get it physically as well on the Switch 1 for $29.99. But yeah, Shadow Labyrinth is a 2D action platformer and genre twisting alternate take on the iconic Pac-Man. So yes, this game weighs in at 4.6 gigs for the Nintendo Switch, 8.1 gigs for the Switch 2 because of enhanced graphics and resolution. Supports all three play modes. It is an action from Bandai Namco, English, French, Portuguese, Spanish, and originally released on July 18th, 2025, rated T for teens because of blood and fantasy violence. So yes, as you can see, this is not my Pac-Man, if you will. It is a Metroidvania spin on Pac-Man. And there is a Amazon Prime, I believe is where I saw it, kind of reimagining of all these old video games that this is based on, or it's based on this, where Pac-Man is kind of a biological mech weapon, and you go around consuming the bad guys. It's just weird. It's a weird take on that classic maze game. But that said, let's go on ahead. Let's talk graphics here. This game is beautiful. It really is. I will say that it's a little Flash derived. It does kind of remind me of some of those old Flash games for some reason. But the cinematics are beautiful and stylized. Frame rates on the Switch 2 are excellent. But it's not really glossy. It's not shiny. It's not bright and beautiful. It's actually kind of dark and dismal. And that's going to cost it some points in the review. But while I love the graphics, and this scene particularly looks like something Van Gogh or Van Gogh or Van Gogh, depending on how pretentious you want to sound. That scene is just beautiful. And the game is completely like that. It's just dark, though. And I get that's the aesthetic that they're going for. Not my favorite. I'm giving graphics a 17 as we go into sound. Sound is excellent as well, but it's not perfect. I do appreciate the moments when you transform into the classic Pac-Man, if you will, and you're gobbling dots. I do like the weapon smashes. I like everything that goes into it, sound-wise, but it does feel a little muted, just like the colors. I'm going to give sound a 17 as well. That puts us at 34 as we go into controls. controls are fine. That's, I'm not gonna say that's excellent news. They get the job done. I do appreciate that as a platformer, as a Metroidvania, you're going to have your battle commands, you're going to have uh, jump and surge and interact with you activating the waypoints or checkpoints by pressing up. Kind of an odd choice, but I get it. It wasn't doing anything. But they're just okay. They're at times distracting because you're not doing what you want to do. Sometimes you want to dive and you end up crouching or you dive too early. Um, you're controlling the various attacks with the sword that I'm about to pick up here. With just, it's kind of Smash Brothers esque in its control scheme there. You have one attack button, and then depending on which direction you're pressing, you get different attacks. Not my favorite. I'm giving controls a 16. We're sitting at 50 as we go into gameplay. So, yes, this is a Metroidvania. You go around, there are certain memories that you collect that PacMan there can't see. You're fighting big, beautiful boss monsters. You're fighting an okay variety of uh, stage level mobs. They look good. It is, and you do have to collect energy pods. You have to collect upgrades. There's role playing aspects to it where you can buy different upgrades from the shop if you have the right materials. That's good, but it just makes you want to play an actual Metroid game. Maybe not the first couple of Metroids, but starting at Super Metroid, that's what this game makes you want to play. But that said, the gameplay is solid. I'm giving gameplay a 17 at 6. So we're sitting at 67 right now as we move into value. So 30 bucks. It's great seeing a game at that price point that really does have this level of polish to it. And the fact that it's reimagining a property I love, I grew up with. The first arcade game I actually remember playing was Pac-Man at a hotel in the weird little mini golf pool area. There was a Pac-Man machine up in North Dakota. And I remember just dumping quarters into that and loving it. Uh, I appreciate some of the callbacks because while it was Pac-Man here in the US, of course, everybody knows it was Puckman originally, but people were afraid that rowdy teenagers would turn the P into an F, so they did rename it for that purpose. But value-wise, yes, you're going to it if you enjoy Metroidvanias, you're going to play this, um, and you're going to get your value out of it. This is not for everyone, though, and I'm going to be honest there. It just is not for everybody. I don't think there's 30 hours of gameplay for you to derive from this game, and so I'm going to score it a little bit lower, but it is great to kind of see this reimagining of an absolute classic franchise. I want to see more of this. I want to see them bring those old franchises into the modern age, give them something different. I mean, we all know how Pac-Man plays. This isn't what you would expect, and I do appreciate it. So I'm giving value a 16. That does give it an 83. It's a B minus, bordering on just a solid B. Your opinion may vary, and that's the beautiful thing about opinions. Everybody's got one, and they're usually filled with the same thing as your backside. So, did I enjoy this? Absolutely. Do I think this is for everybody? No. You have to enjoy this style of game. You have to really enjoy it's a tough learning curve. And it's this weird dark world that I really wish was a little bit brighter. So, yeah, that is Shadow Labyrinth. I suppose I should have known it was dark based on the title. Maybe the strangest Pac-Man game I've ever played. We'll talk to you kids later. Have yourself a great one. Bye-bye. Hey, if you've made it this far through the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment. I've also posted 2 other videos down here as well as a subscribe link. So click, enjoy. That's kind of how the algorithm works.